What up, everyone? It's John from the House of Randomness. Today, in honor of International Women's Day and Women's History Month, we are taking a look at the top 10 all-time best-selling international female singers. For this list, we are focusing on singers who were not born in the United States, so if you're wondering why you're not seeing Madonna, Mariah Carey, or Whitney Houston, among others, that is why. That is a list for another day. But meanwhile, this list is based on information from Billboard as well as several other sources and is accurate as of the date this video was recorded. On with the show, and away we go. Number 10, Shakira. Shakira was born in Colombia and has been recording and releasing albums in the Spanish market since the age of 13. While her first two albums performed underwhelmingly, it was her 1995 album Pies Descalzos that made her a household name. And in 1998, she became a megastar in the Latin market thanks to her album Donde Están los Ladrones. In 2001, she broke the English market with her album Laundry Service, and the first two singles, Whenever, Wherever and Underneath Your Clothes, both reached the top 10 on the Hot 100. Whenever, wherever, we're meant to be together. Shakira's influence is so far-reaching that she even hit the top 30 in 2005 with a Spanish song, La Tortura. Her 2006 single, Hips Don't Lie, reached number 1 on the Hot 100, making Shakira the first South American-born artist to have a number 1 hit in the United States. I'm on tonight, you know my hips don't lie, and I'm starting to feel it's right. Shakira has performed the theme song for the 2010 and 2014 World Cups, and the previous being Waka Waka is the highest-selling World Cup single ever. In 2020, Shakira co-headlined the Super Bowl halftime show with Jennifer Lopez. Shakira's overall sales are estimated to be around 80 million as of 2020, according to Billboard. She has 3 Grammys to her name, as well as 11 Latin Grammys and 7 Billboard Music Awards. Number 9, Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue was born in Australia and is the highest-selling Australian-born female artist of all time. A former soap opera star in her homeland, she released her debut album in 1987, with the first 3 singles reaching number 1 in her native Australia. And her cover of Little Eva's The Locomotion reached number 3 in the US. Her first 11 singles all cracked the top 5 in the UK. Throughout her career, Kylie has released 15 studio albums, but it was her 8th album, Fever, that relaunched her in the States, as the single Can't Get You Out of My Head became big, hitting number 7 on the Hot 100, and became the first of 7 number 1s for her on the dance chart. In 2004, her single Come Into My World won a Grammy for Best Dance Recording. Kylie's overall sales are estimated to be over 80 million as of 2018, according to Billboard. She has also won 17 ARIA Awards, which is like the Australian equivalent of the Grammys. She is the only female artist to have number 1 albums in 5 different decades in the UK. Number 8, Enya. Enya was born in Ireland and is the highest-selling female artist from Ireland and the second highest-selling Irish act overall behind U2. She began her career in 1980 as a member of her family's band Clannad, but left after only 2 albums. Her self-titled debut was released in 1987 and re-released in 1992 as The Celts, as the music from the album was used in the BBC documentary of the same name. Her 1988 album Watermark was her breakthrough, with the first single Orinoco Flow becoming an international hit, reaching number 1 in the UK, and crossed over to the Americas, reaching the top 25. Her follow-up album Shepherd Moons was an overall bigger seller, selling over 13 million copies worldwide. Her highest-selling album is 2000's A Day Without Rain, which featured the song Only Time, her biggest solo hit in the US, reaching number 10. Can't say where the road goes, where the day flows. In 2001, her song May It Be was used for the first Lord of the Rings movie and was nominated for an Oscar. Due to the complexity of Enya's music, touring with her sound has been practically impossible. However, her album sales continue to hold up. As of 2016, her overall record sales have been estimated to be over 80 million. She has won 4 Grammys in her career, as well as 5 Billboard Music Awards and 7 World Music Awards. Number 7, Avril Lavigne. Avril Lavigne was born in Canada and has been dubbed as the Queen of Pop Punk and is the third highest selling female artist from Canada. We'll get to the others a little later. She released her debut album, Let Go, in 2002 to instant success, reaching number 2 on the Billboard 200, and the first 3 singles all cracked the top 10 in multiple countries, including the US.
Tell me what I have to go and make things so complicated.
Let Go has sold over 16 million copies worldwide. Her follow-up album, Under My Skin, continued the success, debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and sold more than 10 million copies worldwide. Her first 5 albums have all peaked in the top 5 on Billboard. Her 2007 single, Girlfriend, has become her biggest international hit, reaching number 1 in the US, Canada, Australia, among others, and has sold over 7 million copies worldwide. The song also became the first music video to reach over 100 million views on YouTube. With the 2020s pop-punk revival, she has also ridden the wave and released her 7th studio album, Love Sucks, earlier this year. Avril's overall album and single sales worldwide are estimated to be around 90 million. Avril has also won 6 World Music Awards, 9 Junos, and has been nominated for 8 Grammys. She is the only North American female artist to have her first 3 albums sell over 1 million copies in Japan. Number 6. Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was born in Trinidad and Tobago and is the top-selling female rapper of all time. She's also the most recent starting artist on this list. She began her rise to solo stardom by releasing mixtapes and uploading to MySpace and YouTube, where she got the attention of Lil Wayne. Her debut album, Pink Friday, was an instant success, debuting at number 1 and going triple platinum. The single Super Bass, despite only reaching number 3 on the Hot 100, went on to become a Diamond certified single. She has released 4 studio albums so far, all of which have peaked in the top 2 on Billboard. Her most recent full album, Queen, dropped in 2018 and was certified double platinum in Canada. Nicki's worldwide record sales for singles and albums combined are estimated to be over 100 million as of 2021. She is by far Trinidad and Tobago's highest-selling artist. She has been nominated for 17 World Music Awards, 10 Grammys, and has won 4 Billboard Music Awards. Number 5. Shania Twain. Shania Twain is another Canadian to make the list. She is among the top 5 female country artists of all time and the second best-selling Canadian female of all time. She released her debut album in 1993, but it was her sophomore album, The Woman in Me, in 1995 that took her off. That album spawned 4 number 1 songs on the country chart, and the first 6 singles all hit number 1 on the Canadian country chart. The album included such hits as Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under and Any Man of Mine. In me needs a man. The album was certified diamond, selling over 12 million copies in the US alone. But it was her 1997 album Come On Over which catapulted her into superstardom. Come On Over stayed on the Billboard Top 10 for over a year and spawned 8 top 10s on the country chart. The singles You're Still the One and That Don't Impress Me Much are among the biggest worldwide hits, with You're Still the One peaking at number 2.
You're still the one I run to, the one that I belong to.
Behind the Bodyguard soundtrack, Come On Over is the second highest selling album of all time by a female artist. Her 4th album, Up, continued this trend, resulting in Shania being the only female artist in history to have 3 consecutive albums certified diamond. Shania's record sales are over 100 million as of 2021 according to Billboard. She has won 11 Billboard Music Awards, 13 Junos, and 5 Grammys. Number 4. Olivia NewtonJohn. Despite the fact that she has Australian citizenship, Olivia NewtonJohn was actually born in England, so technically Kylie Minogue does have the top-born Australian on this list. Olivia Newton-John was born in England, and she released her debut album in 1971. She's actually the earliest released artist on this list. She is the second highest selling female-born England artist of all time. Number 1, of course, will come later. Her first single, If Not For You, went top 10 in several countries and hit number 1 on the adult contemporary chart. But she didn't get her big breakthrough until 1974, when her album If You Love Me Let Me Know, released specifically for the North American market, topped the chart and spawned 2 top 5 singles, including the track I Honestly Love You, which went to number 1.
I honestly love you.
Starting with I Honestly Love You, she scored 7 straight number 1s on the Adult Contemporary chart and hit number 1 on the Hot 100 again with Have You Ever Been Mellow. She's become synonymous with pop culture for portraying Sandy in the film adaptation of the musical Grease, which soundtrack remains one of the most popular of all time, with 3 singles from that album hitting the top 2. In 1981, she released Physical, which is arguably her biggest hit, topping the Hot 100 for an incredible 10 weeks, and was one of the top-selling singles of the 1980s. Olivia Newton-John's record sales are estimated to be over 100 million. She has 4 Grammys to her name, as well as 9 Billboard Awards and 10 American Music Awards. Number 3. Adele. Adele was born in England, and despite releasing her debut album in 2008, Adele is already the highest-selling British female artist of all time. Her debut album, 19, was released in 2008 to rave reviews, hitting the top 5 in multiple countries, and earned her 2 Grammy Awards, including Best New Artist. Her popularity exploded in 2011 with the release of her sophomore album, 21. With 31 million copies sold worldwide to date, it is the biggest-selling album for her so far, and it's the 6th overall biggest-selling album by a female artist, and it's currently the top-selling album of the 21st century. The first 2 singles, Rolling in the Deep and Someone Like You, hit the top 5 in practically every country they were released in, and the first 3 singles all hit number 1 in the US. The following year, she released Skyfall from the James Bond film of the same name, earning Adele an Oscar. Her third album, 25, has sold over 22 million copies to date, and the first single, Hello, hit number 1 practically everywhere.
So hello from the other side.
She continues to smash sales with her most recent album, 30. Adele's overall sales to date are estimated at over 120 million. She has won an incredible 15 Grammys, including 2 Album of the Year wins for 21 and 25. In addition, she also has 18 Billboard Music Awards and currently holds 12 Guinness World Records. Number 2. Rihanna. Rihanna was born in Barbados and is the highest-selling artist from a Caribbean nation. Her debut album, Music of the Sun, was released in 2005, and the first single, Pon de Replay, made it to number 2 on the Hot 100. Her sophomore album, A Girl Like Me, scored her first number 1 hit, SOS. The album was her first top 5 in the US and hit number 1 in Canada. The album that gave her superstar breakthrough was her 2007 release, Good Girl Gone Bad. The album hit number 1 in multiple countries, and the first single, Umbrella, became one of her signature songs. Her star continued to grow in the 2010s, spawning hit after hit. In total, she has scored 14 number 1s on the Hot 100, including songs like Only Girl in the World, We Found Love, and Diamonds. All 8 of the albums she's released so far have peaked in the Billboard Top 10. Rihanna's overall album and single sales to date are estimated to be well over 200 million. Not only does she have 12 Billboard Music Awards and 13 American Music Awards to her name, she's also won 9 Grammys. In 2016, she also won the Michael Jackson Vanguard Award. Number 1. Celine Dion. Celine Dion was born in Canada and is not only the top overall Francophone artist of all time, she is also the top-selling Canadian artist of all time. The first 8 albums of her career were in French, and her debut, La Voix du Bon Dieu, was released at the age of 13. By age 18, she was already the top-selling Francophone Canadian artist. After winning Eurovision in 1988, Celine was introduced to the world stage, and in 1990 released her debut English album, Unison. A year later, she teamed up with Peebo Bryson on the title track for the film Beauty and the Beast. The song won an Oscar and earned Celine her first Grammy. Beauty and the Her third album, The Color of My Love, was a worldwide breakthrough for her, topping the charts in multiple countries, and the single The Power of Love became her first US #1. The single Think Twice became one of her biggest hits in Europe, topping the UK chart for an astounding 7 weeks.
Baby, think twice.
Her 1995 album, Deux, is the top-selling French album of all time, with the first single, Pourquoi tu m'aimes encore, spending a record 17 weeks at #1 on the French chart. The song was so big in Europe, it even hit the top 10 in the UK. By 1996, she had catapulted to superstardom with her album Falling Into You, spawning the worldwide hits Because You Loved Me and It's All Coming Back to Me Now.
It was gone with the wind, but it's all coming back to.
With Falling Into You and the next album, Let's Talk About Love, Celine is only the second female artist after Shania Twain to have 2 diamond-certified albums in the United States. Just these 2 albums alone make up over 63 million sales worldwide. Both Falling Into You and Let's Talk About Love are among the top 5 selling albums of all time by female artists. Of course, the biggest song from that last album, My Heart Will Go On, from the Titanic soundtrack, became one of the biggest hits of all time, topping the chart practically worldwide. She also became the only female artist in the UK to have 2 1 million selling singles, for My Heart Will Go On and Think Twice.
My heart will go on and love.
By the end of the 90s, her record sales had already reached 130 million. Her albums and concerts continue to draw big numbers to this day, and in 2019, her most recent album, Courage, hit #1 in many countries. Celine Dion's overall sales are estimated to be over 250 million worldwide. She has won 20 Juno Awards, the 3rd highest overall, as well as 7 Billboard Music Awards and 5 Grammys. In 2016, Celine was honored with the Billboard Icon Award. There were several international women whose numbers just missed out to make the top 10, so I'm going to give them some honorable mentions. We'll start with Ayumi Hamasaki, who is the top-selling female artist in Japan. Gloria Estefan, with sales of 75 million, is the top-selling Cuban-born artist and the 2nd highest-selling Latin female artist of all time. And Alanis Morissette, whose album Jagged Little Pill is the #3 highest-selling female album of all time.
It's like rain.
Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed this kind of random facts video. If you want more content like this, please let me know in the comments below, or if you just want to see more cat videos, you can let me know that as well. As usual, please like and subscribe below, and don't forget to click that bell so you can find out what other random content I'm going to post next. Also, if you really want to go above and beyond in supporting this channel, there is a Patreon page, and the link is in the description box below. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.